Well, Reese, August 29th, 2024,
What a day.
coming up on the 1-year anniversary of our 60-minute Ironman match on Thursday Night Fights.
Yeah.
I think I invited you out here to break this match down, just like I invited you to do a 60-minute Ironman match.
Yeah, I want everyone to know this was not my idea. Neither of these things were my idea.
Listen, we'll talk about this during the match, but I remember sitting in the parking lot of Permanis in Harmarville in July, picking up food for my parents, and man, I felt like my career hit a lull. So I texted Reese and I said, hey, you want to do a 60-minute Ironman match? Because the True Prince of Pro, friend of us and friend of the show, had said someone should do an Ironman match. So I thought, it's time to challenge ourselves and see. And you were the first person I thought of.
Yeah. Big challenge.
And I think you texted me back in seconds and you were like, yep.
Yeah. It wasn't my idea, but I did agree right away.
You did.
Yeah.
So then we texted MV and I was like, here's how we set it up. I was like, I'll lose to Alejo on Friday Night Fights before we do this on Thursday. I'll make the challenge. You'll come out and accept, and then we'll promote the hell out of this and see if we can get a lot of viewers for Thursday Night Fights.
Yeah. This is my first match after losing the belt too.
Yep.
Or at least at 80.
Yep.
Just kind of fun.
And this was about a year after I tore my ACL and had come back. And so I really wanted to see if I could challenge myself and see if we could do it together. And so we'll talk about this as we watch this, but like a lot of this stuff was not planned. We kind of called a lot of it in the ring.
Yeah.
And the ending was like the happiest accident that ever
We lucked out, man.
ever could have happened. So but I guess first, before we start this real quick, I know for Reese and myself, we have to thank Sorg and the Indy Wrestling crew. We have to thank Crush Gals. We have to thank Murphy. We have to thank Phenomenal ECM, Matt Flash, Bubby, George the Ref, MV and T2T, and basically everyone that made this
Toddy,
possible too.
This was also the first TRK on commentary.
Yeah.
So those two crushed it.
Yeah, and I think too, like this was probably one of the first times that we showed people like Thursday Night Fights could have a huge match that you could build to. And thank Pollock for putting the graphic together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So yeah, let's take a walk down memory lane, my friend.
Roll it, Sorg.
A guy named John is passing out books in the audience, which I guess.
Oh, look at the two of us. There's Matt Flash.
What's he talking about?
Dude, he killed it, by the way, announcing this as well.
Yeah, he was so stoked too.
Yeah.
He thanked me after. Oh man, that jacket's cool.
This was my homage to Bret Hart. Put the leather jacket on, wear the pink gear, and probably thinking in my head, why are we doing this? And it is so hot in this building right now.
Yeah. I pitched and no one went for it to install a zip line from up top. So I could homage Shawn Michaels.
That's true. There's no way my ass would have come down on a zip line. Oh, and a fun fact here too. This is me getting gum from Chris, the trainee back there, because literally we were talking about this match. We were going over stuff up to like 7:40. And I remember 8 o'clock hit and we were like, oh, it's time to go. And I forgot to put gum in my mouth. Look at clean shaven Reese Hayes too.
Long hair. And the ponytail too. I didn't do that often.
No, but I remember you were pretty wet coming into this match, just like all your matches.
I gotta be soaked. I had to get super wet because I was out here for an hour. Usually, I'm probably dry by minute 9. So.
Probably. We'll also make sure that we tell the fans at the minute updates exactly the times when we thought, yeah, we can do this, and yeah, I completely regret this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because you came up with like the structure of it, and so we had like time cues.
Yeah.
It was like at like 10 minutes we should be here, at 20 minutes we should be here, and we didn't always hit them quite right.
Well,
but it was helpful to have like that guideline and then fill everything else in.
To me, this was like a math problem, right? Like once you figure out 60 minutes, then it's what, 6 10-minute chunks and then 12 5-minute chunks. You start to figure out how you can put that together when you look at like what your average wrestling match is, a 5-minute match, a 10-minute match, a 15-minute match. So God, I think in preparation for this, as I was riding my bike at the highest resistance to get my cardio up, I must have watched the 60-minute Ironman match from WrestleMania 12 a dozen times, figuring that out. So Oh, and there's the handshake, right? The show of respect.
It was nice. Yeah.
This was probably the last heel appearance of David Lawless in the T2T
Was it
880 ring
really?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, right, because it was like Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the last time I was a real babyface.
Probably. Yeah. Actually, come to think of it,
Wow, this match really changed us.
dude. I go
Did
and
some
see,
damage.
and I think the other thing is too. There were a lot of people from the indie wrestling community that tuned in that were probably seeing if we actually could do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we were. I don't even think we thought we could do it on the first lockup, but big shout to Sorg too for
Oh, those graphics are cool. I literally haven't watched this match at all, so it's cool to see that.
having the clock up on the board behind us made everything so much easier too. And so this was like the story that we were about to tell in this first part of the match. Because remember, the setup was like I had lost at 880 for a while. And so I wanted to get my mojo back, and I wanted to wrestle the one person I hadn't beat before. So the story we wanted to tell in the first, 5 to 10 minutes was just make it a wrestling match and see if I can out wrestle you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just lost my championship, was gone for a month. This is my first match back to prove that I could still do it, I guess.
Good strong lockups too.
Yeah, they look nice. We're probably just chatting in here.
Yeah, we're like,
What'd you do
what?
today? What'd you have for lunch?
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna get about 30 seconds of mileage out of this.
Yeah. No, it is funny. Like when you're not constrained to, hitting 8 minutes or whatever. Like you have to do everything in that time. You can let all these moments breathe so much. It was like this match was a really big learning lesson for me, just in like pacing and what you can actually like do with a certain amount of time.
Well, and I'll tell you what, for you to be basically a year and a half into your career at this point, and to listen,
Nice.
This was stolen directly from the Sean and Brett 60-minute Iron Man match.
We maybe stole a couple things.
Yeah, maybe stole the first 20 minutes of the match. But no, for you to be able to just trust me and listen and kind of know that the direction we were going to go was going to get us there. I mean, it worked. And like even here, right, we're taking probably 20 or 30 seconds in between spots here. And the fans are really getting into the story here of like, okay, is Lawless going to be able to out wrestle him?
Yeah.
Second time you got my hand.
Yeah, I don't remember when. There's like a couple moments where I looked at the clock and I was like, "Oh, geez, this match is never gonna end." And then later on, I was like, "Oh, we're getting there." It's pretty wild.
I'll tell you the exact moment where I looked at the clock, and it's probably going to be at the 20-minute mark. But I'm outside of the ring looking at the clock, and I'm like, "We're not doing this." And it's funny too because I had wrestled probably 3 weeks before this. I wrestled at Pro Wrestling Conquest. Look at that, just out wrestling me. I wrestled at Pro Wrestling Conquest, got home at 4 a.m, and went and wrestled Cowpoke the same day as the Hilltop County Fair. We wrestled at 11 a.m. at the Carnegie Museum. And I remember we were 10 minutes into the match, and I was just blown up. And I'm like, how am I going to wrestle for an hour coming up in a couple weeks?
Wait, how long was your match with Cowpoke?
20 minutes.
In front of like 4 people?
There were probably 10 people.
Okay. Right.
Now you try to give it back to me. Oh, he holds on.
I love that. Like I couldn't like conceptualize that when you like told me what we were doing.
Yeah,
but it's really cool.
We're and just peeking behind the curtain here with the storytelling, right? We're layering this up, right? Like you try to. I've escaped twice now with that. You've now tried that twice, and I'm outfoxing you here with this. So,
wait, was this in Brett and Sean?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you watch the first legitimately 10 minutes of that Iron Man match, it's almost like spot for spot.
Look at us go.
Why do anything different, right?
Yeah.
It's all about that stamina.
I can't wait till we get to the parts in this match that we actually called too. Which were like very few spots.
Yeah. I'm excited for the one part that we had a bit of a miscommunication on. But it worked out really well.
Everything just came together well for this. I mean, first of all, though, I will say it was incredibly hot in this building. Like the hottest I remember it being. And there were a lot of people that were like, I don't know how these guys are going to do this in this heat too. Yep. Down. Here comes the kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the headlock.
Classic.
Yeah.
Some good wrestling. Oh, what?
Uh-oh. Back to the headlock.
David
Yeah.
Lawless
Still in it.
is,
Yep.
in his own way,
So
a
here, and
charismatic
the
figure,
plan was for us to
a
hit
dictator of
5
some
minutes
sorts. He
of me
calls
out
himself
wrestling
the
you.
self-proclaimed
And then I think it was
greatest
5
attorney in
minutes, and then
professional
you
wrestling,
take a
which is one
powder,
we don't talk about a lot,
and then
Tyler,
come
but
back
it's
in, and we
a
kind of
believable
reset.
guy,
Yeah.
David
Like even like
Lawless.
this, just like chilling in the headlock. Oh, look at Sammy sometime. Just
Just
chilling in the headlock for this amount of time is like, you don't get a chance to do that very often.
No. It's nice, too,
It is nice.
because you can actually, tell a story with wrestling here.
Yeah.
Thrown all around, 880
And I
wrestling. If you've
honestly,
never been here, you've
we'd
known
have to go
David
back and check the
Lawless
record
as
books, but
business
I don't
cards
remember the
everywhere
last time
around.
someone had done an hour-long
They were
Ironman
legit.
match in
He's a
Pittsburgh.
legit attorney.
Sorg, do you know?
Bumps against the ropes here. Oh, look at this for a quick fall here. Two.
People have done it though.
So far
It's been a
we
thing.
are 0
There
to
it was. Okay.
0.
So the first cover of the
Our
match, we
Ironman
get
match,
there.
and Reese Hayes is gonna take a break
That was a
here.
pretty good crowd, too.
Yeah, it's very
Goodness.
good.
Now his confidence has been shaken. He had
Very
that
futuristic.
legendary
Dude,
880
look at
championship title reign.
we had Facade there. Gannon Jones Jr. was there.
I think it was this day. I accidentally called him chest flexor, and I felt so bad about it.
Not while he was outside. He didn't call him chest flexor when he was outside.
That one just I think it was like during my entrance or something. I was like, "Oh, it's chest fucking flexor." And I was like, "Wait, no, it's not." I apologized to him after the match.
So you're out. So you took a powder, and now we're 7 minutes into the match, 6.5 minutes in. And I remember we wanted to do 5 minutes for the out wrestling. So once I saw this, I'm like, oh, 7.5. We're eating
crushing
clock
it.
here, baby.
Crushing it.
Tyler, do you think Reese Hayes has a bit of ring rust from being out that long?
George gave me a long 10 count there. It sounds like.
Shout out to George, too, for the way that he was able to help us pace this match as well.
You know, he complained a lot less about this match than he has when he's had to ref like 4 matches at Thursday Night Fights.
That's true. Well, and this being the only match on Thursday Night Fights, too, this was... And now here comes the amateur wrestler Reese Hayes out wrestling the gal with
pretty good
David
takedown.
Lawless. It was a good takedown.
David Lawless said there would be no Reese Hayes without David Lawless.
I was a little sloppy on my end.
We were also like caked in sweat here, too.
Okay.
Bringing the Gator roll back.
It's so mean.
This was like the roots of Reese Hayes as an amateur wrestler, though. Like when you first broke in and like what you were doing when you first started with the character.
Yeah. Just living the gimmick.
Well, and the other thing is, too, what'll be really interesting is when we get to the parts later in the match, which was like a love letter to all the matches that we had had up to this point. So I was your first win.
Yep.
And then I've never beaten you. Ever.
And that was that match. Our first match was like a year before this, too.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think, or yeah, because I think it was at the KC War Retribution, which was after the barbecue. That's
That's
neat.
I mean, this was, I don't know. We might have one of the most storied and best rivalries in 880 history.
Oh, yeah. It's like us and... Oh, man. It's us.
I mean, think about...
We've been doing it the longest, that's for sure.
Yeah. We always just find each other.
Yeah. I'm surprised my ponytail's still in.
Dude,
It's barely hanging in.
We're 10 minutes in and we haven't even done a bump yet, which is great.
I don't know. Some of those rollouts of the from the headlock were very close to Saito suplexes.
A suplex I've never thrown in. But see, like, even here, being able to take our time with just the wrist lock and everything, it's great.
Yeah, we're chaining 9 minutes into this match. Like, it's pretty wild.
Dude, I know there's a great counter that you have coming up right here, too, which is what I think is like the first bump here.
Wrenching that arm out now.
Maybe.
Reese Hayes.
Oh, sick.
Oh, we got picture in picture now. This is good.
Now I'm looking more at the camera anyway.
Here it comes. Yep.
See ya.
There it is. Yep.
I hit that in my shine pretty regularly, but usually that's like the first 45 seconds of the match.
Yeah.
Set 10 minutes in.
Not the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and this was where now you kind of got it back from me.
Right.
I surprised you by out wrestling you.
Yeah.
Now you're reminding me who the real amateur wrestler is.
That's good stuff.
And I still think here I'd be looking at the clock. If memory serves me correct, I'm looking at the clock being like, yeah, We got this.
I feel like at this point I was trying my hardest not to look at the clock. Like, I don't think I wanted to know how much time we still had to go.
Well, with me calling most of the match in the ring for us, then
Yeah.
I kind of had to look
Yeah,
at the
for
clock
sure,
and,
for sure.
and you know, be the ring general here. But
For sure. Yeah, I just along for the ride.
Yep.
Look at that. That's
Here it
cool.
was.
I don't think never done that since.
and see, this was again exactly on 10 minutes in now. So now we're down to, we go from 12 5-minute chunks to now we have 10 5-minute chunks left.
Yeah.
Taking our time, powdering.
Yeah, Scotty was there. Whole crew came out for this one.
Dude, this was, I mean, we spent every ounce of our effort to promote this on social media and make this seem like it was the biggest match ever.
Yeah, well, we only promoted it for a week, though. So it was just the week before that we did like the thing at the big show.
We had a pretty good view count, though, on the stream, too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was like other workers being like, wow, these guys are crazy. And I don't think they're going to be able to do this.
Lock up headlock 11 minutes in. I love it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you agreed to do this, there were some people that were like, this is not a good idea.
Oh, I got heat before the match. I got heat the day of the match. I got heat after the match. Like, I still get heat about it.
Well,
There's a certain trash fire that I got kicked out of our group chat because of it. Like, I mean, shit.
we done did it, though.
We did do it. And it was great. Like, you know, whatever. It was fun.
I'll never forget, like, and, you know, Gannon, who's one of my best friends, right, rarely posts about wrestling, right, if it's not, like, TME related.
Yeah.
But I remember him putting a story up about the two of us after this, because I think, like, people truly were like, wow,
Yeah.
can't believe this big guy and this great amateur wrestler were able to do this.
We got a lot of love.
This was a lot of, here are the pin sequences here now. And so these were pin sequences that you had beat me with too previously.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's time to take the powder again.
Yeah, take a little break, dude. I want to say I left my vacation early to come back just to shake your hand the Friday before and accept the challenge for this match. I was at the lake. You were like, you got to come back. You got to do it. I was like, all right. I drove 5 hours. I drove from the Finger Lakes straight to 880 just to do that.
That's how much I love you, kid.
Yeah, dude, I know. That's how much I love you. I would have done that for anybody.
I don't actually think we lost a fan either during this match.
Yeah, they were really invested. They were loud the whole time, which is cool. Because that was my thing. I was like, especially when we were going back and forth about the finish.
Oh yeah.
Before it happened, and I was like, dude, people are gonna get bored. People are gonna get bored.
Nope.
And they really didn't.
I told you to just trust me.
Yeah.
The way I thought about this was like, well, we'll talk about that later because we don't want to spoil this for people that haven't watched this match yet. Hopefully, maybe Bret Hart's watching this. Bret Hart, if you're watching, thank you.
Yeah. See, I don't. Oh, geez, I don't remember any of this. That's funny. That's clean.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, this was like one of the crispest. And then I remember I was sucking wind here, and I think this is where I looked up at the clock and was like,
oh, we got 46.
we have 45 minutes left. I was like, oh boy. Yeah, you can see me look at the clock. And I'm like, oh God, we got to stretch this out a little bit here.
Man.
It was so hot in that building too. Like,
Yeah.
it had to be like clocking 85, 87 degrees in there, truthfully.
I mean, this match and my match at Taco Mania with Yaya were like the two matches that I was like had been the most nervous about in my career. This one because I didn't think I could actually do it, and then the Yaya one just because it was a lot of people I was wrestling in front of. But
And look at how those turned out.
yeah, they're my two favorite matches.
So I think the story we wanted to go with for the, obviously you were setting up for the 619 and you went through, got me with the pin, and then the hold on the ropes in the boot. The idea was for that to factor into the cutoff later, but dude, and then just like with the graphics up and everything, this was so WrestleMania 12.
International spot 15 minutes in.
Dude, look at these crisp arm drags you're throwing here.
It is fun. I really do have I remember the finish very well, but I don't remember anything else about this.
I remember the finish. I remember the big spots of the tombstone, the pile driver that you hit.
For sure.
Your first pile driver.
Yeah, my only pile driver. I don't know if I've ever hit a pile driver.
When you throw one as nice as it looks, which you'll see, and then I think you're holding on here too for the arm drag. No, maybe this is a break. Okay, there's the first punch of the match.
In the face. That's wrestling.
Now all right. So 15 minutes in, now we're starting to pick up the pace a little bit here, or at least turn up the intensity. Oh, here I am out of the ring. Yep.
See, there's a bunch of moves that I have never done or had never done and haven't done since. But it's oh, geez, is this the spot?
No, this is where
Okay, yeah.
It's the next time on this that we wind up.
We're fighting out here in the audience like we usually do, Tyler.
Slugging it out.
I got it better.
Slugging it out.
That's why I'm a forearm guy.
Yeah. Well, you're throwing those ones on my spine pretty good.
Move, children.
Yeah. What are all these kids doing? Do these kids even know who Bret Hart is?
Bathroom that way.
Your hair looks great here, though, Reese. I got to tell you.
The pony's still rocking. I'm really surprised.
Did you even lose the pony
I
during this
definitely
match?
did at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny now seeing you with the short hair and the mustache. Like, you look like a guy that should be running the Union Army. Let's just put a coat on you.
Gianni always says that, since I cut my hair and stuff. He's like, Reese, you look like a different person.
This was a big time suck spot. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because I remember we were thinking of spots we could do on the outside
Yeah.
that would be big bumps where George could check on us and we could eat some time on the clock.
Yeah.
So this was one of them where it's like drop toe hold into the steps. And then I think at some point, we were able to, this is kind of like a good reset too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think when we get back in the ring, we're going to go to what would be the first heat, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So some guy named John actually gave me $16.
I saw it.
Yeah, $16 in person.
We were talking to each other the whole time too. I don't think anyone realized it. But
I'm too short to do that.
That's
I can't
true.
be doing that.
Well, that ring also sat higher than most of the rings that we worked in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy named John will be here a little
Let's
bit
see. I
later,
think it was
Tyler.
going to be
I'm sorry
a
about
crotch
that.
on the
It's
top
okay.
rope too,
It's okay.
kind of get you down. Yep.
Up on the top
Which would
rope,
play in later in the match too.
cutting him down to
Yeah.
size is David
Look at you.
Lawless.
You're always thinking.
Veteran move.
You try movies or something.
That's your gig, man. It is kind of crazy though to think about. I remember calling a couple spots, but then just thinking yeah, I can call this match in the ring for us too.
Yeah. And I'm glad you did.
I think this is Is this a gourd buster into the crossbody? Looks like it might be. Or just a straight headbutt off. Yep.
Falling off after that big headbutt. Here we go, some momentum.
You were doing a lot of top rope stuff at this time too.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was before I fucked up my ankle. Now I had to run a lot less and do a lot less jumping. No
Here's-
longer 80s jumping bean.
Dude, this is Reese's first cover of the match. 19 minutes in.
I had some flash pins.
Well, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
after a big
you're right.
substantive move.
You're right.
Throwing a nice a beautiful shotgun drop kick, by the way, from the
thanks,
top
buddy.
rope. It's coming up here. Oh, this is, all right, so this is where we're going to the cutoff spot here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ironman match here at 880 Wrestling.
I don't even remember what it is.
So I'm going to reverse it. You're going to hold up in the
we'll
ropes.
see it. We'll see it. It's gonna happen.
Throw your foot up
I
here.
do remember this. Yeah, yeah.
Throw it through the rope.
Bam.
Kick, yep.
Oh, well, that's why.
That's why. That's what he does.
And now we breathe.
Yeah. It's like, oh, thank God, I got hit in the dick. Give me a second.
Now it's time for me to sell.
I don't think so.
That was, I think, Bret Hart did that also. Literally just did the back elbow. Bret Hart, if you're watching this, thank you so much for giving us the inspiration for this and for giving us this match.
Dropping the gavel here, as Tyler says.
And now once we were in the heat, it's like, all right, well, David Lawless is going to take over
Yeah.
and just do his
Yep.
slow David Lawless offense.
Yep.
Ever professional wrestling victory.
I think at some
The
point
second
here,
time
Is it probably a 30-minute mark where I did like the hard buckle to you so you could roll out and get some water?
Yeah, we'll get there. I thought I was gonna die at some point. A couple points. I'm just glad because I had my inhaler under the ring the whole time, but it wasn't until the end of the match where I actually used it.
Reese attacked that knee.
Yeah, this is a great rest spot. For those watching at home that are in the business that might want to learn how to suck some time out of your matches but get some space for your opponents, here's a good opportunity.
What was what do you think your longest match was prior to this one?
20 minutes maybe?
With Cowboy Paul?
Yeah, probably 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, or wait, was that one with Paul at the museum the longest match you'd had up until this point?
Probably.
Oh,
But that was, I mean, that wasn't like, it was a match.
But y'all
but
were like killing time for that match, right? Like, you had like a small card.
we did
a lot of time to
yeah. Well, no, actually, you know what? The longest match that I did at this point at 880 was 22 minutes because I remember.
the Dior match? Yeah. I forgot about that.
So we had it was me and Dior Castro for the 880 championship when I held the title. We had 7 minutes planned. We were going into Beastman and Cowpoke Paul with Beastman as the surprise opponent. It was right after us. So I remember I looked down from up top and I think MV was like, you got to go 22 minutes.
Yeah, Beastman is driving with his gear on and it like says, I'm 22 minutes away.
Yep.
He's like, you got to go 22 minutes.
So I remember
That's funny.
I remember locking up with, I haven't done that move ever since
That was
this.
good, yeah.
That swinging neck breaker. But it was the same thing that we did here. Like I locked up with Dior. I'm like, hey kid, we got to go 22 minutes. Just pay attention. We'll extend this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Was that match good? I don't remember that one.
yeah. Actually, the finish of that match was awesome. It was Amanda slapped Fred off the apron. I grabbed her by the hair. Dior went to Superman punch me, and I held Amanda, and she got punched. Then I low blowed Dior. I remember the reaction that crowd had when I grabbed Amanda by the hair, and then she got punched. It was pretty sweet, actually. But here we are killing more time. Man, I got to bring that swinging neck breaker back,
Yeah, that
too.
was clean. I like that.
Good thing we're watching this, too. We can remember
Dude,
parts of our
that's
offense
what
that we
I'm saying.
haven't
Like,
done.
wow, I haven't done that in forever.
It's crazy, though, because, being, now a decade into the business, when I first started wrestling, this was my little tribute to Gianni.
Yeah, I was about to
Right
say,
here.
you're doing Gianni's heat.
This was my little tribute to
There it
Gianni
is.
right here. But this was my tribute to Bret Hart, too, because I threw in, it was the backbreaker as opposed to the
nice.
sidewalk.
Nice. You're just, you're full of Hart tributes.
Yeah.
I didn't throw one super kick in this match.
No?
What a
I
story.
don't do super kicks, though. That was just it.
But I worked this weekend. We did 12 minutes, and literally there was only one bump in the match.
Like, just like this past weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
Well, I mean, you had that match with Journey Burke where you all barely did anything.
True.
Talk shit on 7-year-old kids. the whole time.
I think when you first started in wrestling, it's very daunting to think about going 10 minutes without really
For
bumping.
sure. Yeah.
But then you do a match like this, and you realize, hey, we can get a lot of mileage out of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We still haven't had we haven't even been close to a cover at this point, like a
Yeah,
near
like a
fall.
real- yeah. Yeah, no, I think like my very first match was with Gianni. I think we went 8, and that felt like a million years.
Yep.
Oh, this was a callback to the actual,
Yep.
our first match. That's fun. Nice
Stop it.
That was
Straight
stiff.
sell too, man.
But yeah, it's like you get to a point where, or like early on, it's like, well, how do I fill this time? I have to fill this time with all of the moves I know.
Right.
And so many people do that. It's like, no, you really don't need to hit every single move in your arsenal. But it's a learning process.
So now we're 24 minutes in. I haven't even hit a leg drop at this point.
Tried.
You've hit me with a drop kick, basically.
Yeah.
So we left a lot of meat on the bone here, as far as this is concerned.
Well, that's what I was so worried about. I was like, oh, we're going. Oh, man, this is why I got gas and you didn't. I'm running the ropes, jumping off the top rope.
Well, that's the nice thing about being the heel in the match. Is I get to just stand in the middle and throw stuff for you to duck. So I think we called this like a mini comeback here.
Yeah.
Because we were, do the crossbody and then kind of work up to like a small comeback and then cut you off again. So I would say we did like 2 heats for me, Yeah, because we got a bump and feed coming here. And then you had a heat later on in the match, too.
Yeah, I did.
Which-
That was like the first time I ever put a heat on ananybody.
I-
It was on you and I remember.
I still love standing moonsault from Reese Hayes.
Done that one.
What a way to end your comeback there.
Yeah,
Phil.
right. Hit a big flying clothesline and then standing moonsault.
I do
Kind
love
of crazy.
the cutoff that you use on me for the heat, which we'll get to probably at the. It's probably going to be at the 20 or 40-minute mark.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I would like to see you. Put
Can't
that
wait
back
to
in
see
the
it.
offense.
I don't remember it.
And again, I know you can't hear the commentary here, but shouts to Toddy and TRK for being the
See, I'm
lyrics for this.
This is I call this the Reese blow up spot.
Yes.
I don't know why I do it.
It doesn't matter if you have a 2-minute match or a 60-minute match. You're still going to get blown up by sprinting like this.
I'm gonna do the Reese blow up.
But this one was you don't hit the bulldog here.
I forgot about that. I gave Casey Moore a shout out.
Yep.
That's so
We come back later to this was where I got the pin sequences back on you.
Oh, I see.
So you're going to go up over the top here with me.
Which coincidentally is coming out 6 days after the empty
Look at Bubby waiting until the shoulders are down too.
Thank God.
Now this again was where I got out of the ring and was super gassed.
Okay.
So I think this is the happy accident coming up.
Yeah,
so
I
I
think
tell
so, too.
Bubby. So I tell Bubby that I want you to go for the suicide dive,
Yeah.
and I'm going to catch you with a punch.
Yeah. I didn't hear that.
You did. You heard just go for the suicide
Yeah, I heard
dive.
suicide dive. I said, "You got it, boss."
And I think, if memory serves me correct, I catch you enough with my arms up in the air that you're able to land safely. But it looks like,
Oh no!
no, it's coming up again.
Dang. Jesus.
Dude.
Well, that's funny because I remember I had never done a dive
Yeah.
before this, and I had spent like the last week at practice or training and like trying it out because I was really scared to do it. And then I was like, well, I'm not gonna not do it in this match. Like, there's no way.
Shout out Gannon
Yeah, there's
Jones
Gannon.
Jr.
Gannon being a good coach. There's a great picture of me at this moment where I just look dead.
Yeah. Dude, there were so many good photos that came out of this match
Yeah,
too.
it was really nice that we had so many people show out to photograph it and just to hang out.
Plus the photos we got together after, which
Yeah, that's
we'll
cool.
just
I
when,
gotta get one of those framed, put it on my gallery wall.
when my career eventually does come to an end at some point, I'll have to make sure that I have. I mean, this is like a prescient moment in my career.
For sure. I'm really killing time here. I'm like, I don't need to get back in the ring just yet.
I think you realized at this point, if you didn't know already, that man, I can really take my time. We can eat some.
I think this
mileage.
is probably where I was like, fuck, we're not even halfway through.
Yeah. And there's me, blank look, like,
The same thing.
how are we going to get through
You're
this?
like, oh shit, you got a long way to go.
Here, I'm going to choke him a little more. Ruffle, we'll get a count. But I mean, I know we'll probably say this at the end too, but I really can't thank you enough for. I mean, this was a dream match of mine to do this with someone, so it's pretty cool that we got to do it together.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to do it. I'm glad I didn't embarrass us. That would have been the worst.
Oh, good sunset flip. 30 minutes in, too.
Oh jeez, I just.
Oh, this was where we were teasing the pile driver.
That doesn't work on Lawless. He's faced Reese before. He's lost to Reese
Oh
before.
man, that was all tailbone.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I love how like clearly you're supposed to be standing up for that because it's going to be a running neck breaker. But I was just able to grab your hair,
Yeah, just yank me back.
yank you over. We were definitely tired at this point.
Brutal.
That's me. Anytime I do that in a match, that's me giving my opponent the opportunity to breathe and me taking a chance to breathe too. Up here we go.
This is it.
This is.
Yeah, I just roll right out.
You were like, please send me out of the ring. I'm like, all right, well, let me flex a little bit. Yep.
I think, I remember my mouth was just so dry.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to die in this ring. And now I'm literally just sitting. I wonder if the camera goes to me. I'm just sitting at the corner, just
No.
drinking water.
Sorg knew enough
Yeah, thanks.
that he
Sorg.
knew that this is where Reese is going to need a breather.
Oh, man. I almost made it halfway through before I needed to powder out for real.
Here we are with another moment where I'm probably looking at the clock. I mean, again, talking shit to the fans blows you up too.
Oh, I know, dude. Selling blows you up.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, there he is. The ponytail's gone,
Well hydrated,
but
now.
he's very well hydrated. That's a man who looks like he drank about half a bottle of water under the ring. All right. Now I think now this is where in my mind we had gone to kind of a fuller comeback for you.
Yeah.
And we were going to trade some bigger moves, but it's going to be a nice little surprise move coming up.
I'm excited to see towards the end of this match the stuff. I can't remember the finishing sequence that we had to totally cut out.
Well, we hit most of it,
Yeah,
to be
did
honest
we?
with you. Yeah. We hit most of it.
I'm excited for that finish. That finish was crazy.
It's nuts. To this day, we couldn't have scripted it any better.
Oh man, I mean, we lucked out. It's really could have been really bad.
There's the Adam Cole. Yep.
Wow, look at you.
I haven't busted that out in a while
Yeah, I
either.
don't see you hitting Indy very often. Yeah, with an hour to kill, you really got to pull out every move you know.
This was my love letter to all the professional wrestlers that I love also. So Adam Cole, if you're watching as well.
You think Adam Cole, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels are all watching right now?
Probably. Maybe Vince too. Oh, we got to get these kids signed. If Bret Hart and or Adam Cole watch this match, it would make my career.
That'd be nice.
Probably have a more realistic chance of getting Adam Cole to watch this match than Bret Hart. There we go. Here comes Reese.
Roll me up again.
Yep.
What am I doing? Just slow down, buddy. You don't have to. You don't have to be like that.
No, we only have 30 minutes left, Reese. Oh, this was the second big cut. Yeah.
Nice.
Again, stolen from Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I think Bret Hart was the one that ate the buckle, and Shawn worked the shoulder. In fact, in that match, he stayed in the corner, and I think it was Shawn that did a couple of these moves.
Mm. It's so hard. I haven't done that a ton, trying to eat the post like that. But it is really hard to send yourself that far and not because if you oversend it, you're gonna actually hurt yourself.
Sure.
It's a tricky move to do, I think.
I'm going to say shout too here because, now when we're 30 minutes in, drenched in sweat, and I'm like, I only have one ACL also. I think people know that.
Yeah.
I tore my ACL here at 880 in May of 2024. No, 2023.
Yeah, because that's why you had to drop the belt.
Yeah, and never had it repaired. So that's why I got the brace.
Who are you wrestling? I don't remember.
Jack Pollock.
Oh, that's right.
This was taken directly from Bret Hart. I loved the way Bret and Shawn used to work body parts and the way that they would work those moves in something like this, right? Which basically you're just laying down. You're doing nothing.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Bret and Shawn guys, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Turns out.
Here you are feeding me your arm again, which is good. I have no idea. I definitely had so much conditioner in my hair here too. That's why it's staying as wet as it is. I mean, I guess it didn't matter because of how hot it was, but I think that was a little. I definitely wasn't throwing up there, but
yeah, I probably went through 3 bottles of water on my head before this match, and it basically looks dry.
Oh, nice bump there,
good.
Reese.
Yeah, that was really good.
Dude, that looked awesome.
I think that was mostly you just yanking me down.
I forgot how good some of this arm stuff looked. I think I hit a leg drop on your arm here. Yeah. And then, put it in a nice little rest hold there. So here, if I was on commentary here, this is where I would say, David Lawless just wants to wear him down and punish him at this point. It's only a matter of time before the first fall happens. To your credit, man, you did a good job of staying. Yeah, see, working out to a cover there was great because then it's all right, we'll just get back to it.
Yeah.
And here's the arm.
Let me posit a correction there. Reese
No.
lost his championship.
Oh, nice. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
The divorce court. Another move that I love to throw, but I just don't hit much.
Is that what it's called, the divorce court?
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know who started that or what, but
No.
you're just saving your energy for stronger kickouts later in the match.
Well, I think if that
So there's another good close-up by Sorg of me contemplating my life decisions at that point of how are we going to get 25 more minutes out of this match. But
Who's shooting this? Were you CL?
yeah,
Is he the only floor cam? Oh wow, yeah. But you had that hard cam, the other hard cam. Wow.
Don't look up here, buddy.
We're looking at
That's
people that
nuts.
would chant your name, Todd.
ECL.
I'm not
ECL.
surprised
There's nothing he
by
can't
any
do.
of
No.
this.
Well, they chant my name because I'm moderately likable.
Man, what are we doing here?
Definitely teasing another.
Oh yeah, you can see
superplex.
John on commentary up there.
This is so this was the time in the 880 canon where some guy named John was pushing his book.
Yeah, he was trying to. Yeah, well, he's still doing that. He's still trying to sell the empty tag rope.
So that was another throwback to one of our matches where
Yeah.
I'd done the power slam reversal off of that.
Yeah.
But we did this as kind of like I think the first true double down that we had.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But there's going to be a couple of those coming up because we were so tired.
35 minutes into this match.
Yeah.
Lawless
We're just chatting here.
is literally an Iron Man. Reese
I'm
Hayes
just
cannot
screaming
get
at you.
one over on him.
Yeah, I love like in kayfabe, you're like, "Fuck you, Reese." You suck.
Well, in between, calling different spots in the match, you got to get a fuck you in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, great,
Yeah, nice
great replay by
Nice
Sorg
replay.
too. Sorg on the switch there, the live switch. Uh-oh.
Some more shitty punches.
Most of them aren't missing.
Dude, look at
I think I got to a point where I'm just slapping you in the face. Like I'm not even trying.
Have you seen the Brotherhood until last week?
this was where we were. I remember us, teasing back this pile driver again,
Joe Murphy is finding
and I think this is it.
We still don't know where Tatiana is.
Oh,
Damn, that was pretty good.
dude, that looks so gnarly.
For my first and only pile driver, it's pretty good.
Well, I remember when I had brought up you doing that about a week before this match, and
Yeah.
you were like, "I don't know, man.
Yeah, I
I've
was
never
worried
thrown a
about
pile
that.
driver." And I was like, "Look, I'll tuck my head. We'll be good." And look at
Yeah.
that. It's great.
Yeah,
Landed
pretty
safe.
No, I was super worried about that though, because I hadn't done it. You're much bigger than me. I was so worried about hurting you.
Well, and keep in mind, if anything goes wrong there, we've got 25 minutes left in this match that we got to finish.
Yeah, right.
So thankfully, like everything in this match, it worked out well, though.
It really did.
Yeah. But that was one of those bigger moves, too, that gave us enough time where we could, go for a cover, kick out, and then really, rest and take time.
Yeah.
And now I think we're going to start trading some bigger moves here to get to kind of the heat. But, I mean, the fans are coming along for this stuff,
Yeah.
too. I remember them being
What is
vocal.
wrong with me?
Dude,
I'm
this is-
psychotic.
This is the third time you've done this
I
running
know.
spot.
I gotta stop. Oh, look. Okay, there. I'm like, I gotta stop.
This is where you actually hit the
Yeah,
bulldog,
let's
too.
fucking go.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, you gave me a good little bump there.
I don't want to see it.
What's going on here?
I don't know what the thing with the arm was.
I feel like I was going for something, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Almost our pinfall.
I'm lost here. Clearly.
Yep.
Kind of looks like the.
What are we doing,
Running
bud?
out. I don't know.
Okay, that's what I wanted. I was going for that. I bet in that moment you're probably just like cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy my book.
All right, Tyler.
Which it's something as a veteran you find yourself doing a lot more with younger talent, too.
Just
They hit something and you're just like, go for a cover.
yeah, for sure.
This is where I think we're coming to the.
Who knows, man? We're wrong every time. It's
Now,
gonna be a surprise.
I think coming up here at about the 20-minute mark is where you're going to hit me with the suicide dive.
It's like I was even worried about this with your leg and stuff. I was like, man.
But that was how you won ownership of 880 back
Yeah,
too.
right.
Was with the crab.
No, that was with like a. What is that called? It wasn't a crab. It wasn't.
It still is 0.
Oh,
It was
it was
like a
like
knee
cro-
bar
yeah.
sort of thing.
I gotta say, ever since some guy named John had
Oh, this is where we go. You send me out of the ring.
ISO
Yep.
corner. That was clean.
For being 40 minutes into a match here. Yeah.
That's also not an easy move.
This is where I was going to catch you with the punch. Or no, you
Nope,
hit this.
We're still wrong, dude. We're never gonna get it right. We just gotta let
Did
it
that?
happen.
Or did that? I don't think that spot ever happened.
Yeah, we made that up.
No, this is where I think there's my friend Gary fanning me there too.
Nice.
Shout out
Oh
to
man,
Gary.
yeah, you got a nice little fan.
This is where I think I called for
Yeah.
you to go for the suicide, me to punch you, because I thought we could still get the suicide in later, even though we had 20
Okay.
minutes left.
Yeah.
This is where I tell George, tell him I'm going to punch him on the suicide dive, which does not get relayed to you coming
Yeah.
up.
Nope.
Oh man,
Maybe it did, but all I remember is suicide dive.
all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna remain silent for a second and let this spot just live in the moment.
Canada's very own.
course, I've
Reese
hit both
bouncing off the ropes
Yeah.
here. Here comes that cannonball kick. Jesus.
So you can see me going to throw the punch.
Yeah. But
You
I'm
actually
there,
hit
dude.
the dive.
I'm there.
Thankfully, I like broke your momentum enough that you were able to go down.
Yeah.
You could hear him.
And there I am, like, I hope he's not dead.
Yeah, it could have been a disaster, but it worked out all right.
How many times have we said that thus far?
Yeah, that was my first suicide dive in a wrestling match.
We got enough of a reaction too that the fans were really into that, so we were able to
Yeah.
get some time out of that
For
also.
sure. Because they'd never seen me do it before. That's right. Look at Reese pulling out new stuff. Pile drivers, suicide dives. Dude's going nuts.
Another special move.
That's really cool that you dropped out of
I don't even remember.
Proud of you.
Excited to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, I realized that I had a bit bigger calling.
Like, nope, we got to fight on the floor again.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this was the
Talk to people about
slingshot
the
into
college. That was
the
my job in my 20s.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I'll go.
Nice.
right into the camera, right into
Nice.
CL here,
Springboard
right in CL's grill.
CL was not ready for that.
Guess who else did a spot like this?
You know, the pole
Was it,
are the hardest part of the ring.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
You would be
12.
absolutely right.
That's the hardest part of the ring.
Hey man, at least you're shameless about it, you know. You wear it on your sleeve.
Now it's like, oh, we have 20 minutes left. But this was the point. No joke though, Reese. When we got back in the ring and I saw the time, this was where I
Yeah.
thought we're going to do this because we had your heat coming up, and then we had the finishing sequences that we
Yeah.
had put together. And I mean, if you think about what we've done in these 40 minutes, right? I haven't hit an Ushigoroshi. I haven't hit. I didn't even hit a leg drop at this point.
I haven't hit a single suplex.
You haven't hit a suplex on me.
619.
We haven't even gotten close to teasing the 6-1.
Yeah.
So we really got a lot of mileage out of this.
It's funny watching this, like how disgusted I am that I'm just like rolling around on those floors. But like when you're in the moment, you're like, I don't care.
No,
But looking back, like, ugh, that's gross. Those floors are
those
nasty.
floors were really
And I'm
disgusting
so
too.
sticky. Like I'm so wet and sticky.
Between all the beer and dust
Oh,
and
man.
everything that would have been on there.
Pasta, glitter, cake. I don't know what else. Light tubes.
Definitely, yeah. Thumbtacks.
That place got swept maybe once in the 2 years that we were there.
So now I'm like, all right, we're coming into the home stretch here. This is going to be great. Now this is, I think, your...
Oh, nope.
Here we go.
Here's the Ushi.
Lawless with a really good veteran.
Man, I goofed a couple times in this match.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, we made it cover. Like we covered it up every time, but yeah, there's a couple times where I'm just like running at you. I don't know what the fuck to do.
I think anytime you said in this match I'm lost, I just basically was like, well, I'm just going to pick you up. And do something,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And we'll get back to
I mean,
it.
that's the way to do it.
The good thing is when you have an hour to wrestle,
Yeah.
you've got plenty of time.
Yep, for sure.
But that was like the biggest move I'd hit you with at that point.
Yeah.
Was hitting the Ushi. And I think coming up now, this is where you're going to start working my knee pretty hard, which would play into some of the stuff after.
Yeah.
Sorg just knows when to cut perfectly because he knows we're gassed and we got to catch our breath.
They're taking their time.
Yeah. Well, of course, I have to scream at the fans too. Oh, here comes another small package.
Man, I was just thinking if you had tried to do like a stalling suplex there, I think we both would have died.
No.
Of course, amateur wrestler Reese Hayes, part of the Steel City Killers, was once a part of the Wildflowers before.
God forbid I slow down for a second.
Yeah.
Just walk.
This was all you doing all this tough stuff. But I mean,
know, man.
but I think honestly that was one of the things that we had called on the fly. There was just a shotgun. Like we did that pin, and I was just like, hit me with a shotgun and go for a cover.
Yeah.
And then here I am calling more spots,
Yep.
which is fine. The fact that we have the wherewithal for you to listen and for me to be able to call these spots now that we're almost 45 minutes in.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I rode my bike every single day for 20 to 30 minutes, just trying to get my cardio up as best I could. But nothing will ever simulate being in that building in New Kensington with how hot
for
it was.
sure. Yeah, I don't remember what my like training regimen was because I hadn't wrestled for like a month. I think like the 2 weeks prior, I was just going to training like every single day. And I remember the 2 weeks after, I was more sore than I've ever been in my entire life.
Oh, Blockbuster.
Nice.
That's a Reese Hayes staple.
Yeah. Not more than it's too flashy for me. Stole that from Gannon Jones Jr. I stole my finisher from Gannon Jones Jr. stole a couple things from that guy.
1, 2.
Oh, foot on the ropes here. And this is where I think I wanted at this 15-minute mark for you to go to your cutoff. But, man, that blockbuster looked clean. I think my titty had popped out at that point, too. if we're peeking behind the curtain fully.
Yeah, please.
This was the prequel to you actually working my leg.
Yeah.
But we had teased this crab. This is twice now you'd teased this
Yeah,
crab.
and I just did it with you right by the ropes, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no ring awareness from amateur wrestler Reese Hayes.
Yes, I had these T-Rex arms here that I couldn't necessarily reach out. It's like the T-Rex arms when you're in the submission, or like the sloth crawl whenever you're a tag team wrestler. Like those moves are they perfectly encapsulate what wrestling is.
There's a couple things in wrestling that I think are so dumb.
That's one of them.
The hot tag is usually one of them.
This is your cutoff coming up here, which I still think to this day looks really cool. So you had done this to me earlier, throw the leg up, but the difference was
Nice.
chop block my bad leg.
Nice.
That
I
looked
forgot all about that.
That looked devastating too, the way
Yeah.
that you did that. Also, I love that for you, by the way.
What?
Just like the visual of that, like you. So at this point now, we've taken something that happened 15 minutes into the match, and we've called it back at the 40-some minute mark too.
For sure, yeah.
Now this was where we really got a chance to catch our breath, though, because we knew with like 10 minutes left, we were going to be going
Yeah.
balls to the wall.
This is me really struggling to put a heat on somebody. I don't know what to do.
The knee DT, oh my God.
Just kick you.
Such a devastating move. Yeah, maybe we hadn't gone to like leg move training day in your class yet.
It was the most white meat baby face ever. Like I never.
Oh, that was a Bret Hart staple too, was the sit on the knee.
Mhm.
Plus, that's always a good one because it looks bad and it gives your opponent the opportunity to catch their breath too.
Yeah. Like I look so uncomfortable. I'm like, I'll just walk around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, clearly you haven't worked heel ever in your
Nope.
career,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, what do I do whenever it's my turn to take the lead here? So this was a good lesson for you in early part of your career also.
For sure. I'm still figuring that out.
In the ring now.
Oh, okay. There's my first suplex of the night.
Talk to me in 10 years and see if you figure it out.
And I start counting like the last time. That's crazy. What was I thinking?
Well, because the last time we had wrestled,
Yeah, I gave you 16
suplexes, and Gianni threw in the towel.
Yeah.
That was a dumb call on my part.
I'm glad you said that. Because that was a tough match to get through. I like the idea. It just didn't work, which is a bummer.
You were ripping me on those suplexes.
Dude,
also.
and I was so gassed.
Yeah.
That was like the most gas I've ever been.
Well, because on those Saitos, you're doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
I was just there, just getting my ass kicked when you threw 16 of them.
See, I learned my lesson here. I'm really taking my time in between them now.
Well, and the funny thing is, in that match where you hit the 16 Saitos and we had Gianni throwing the towel, like, poor Gianni, young kid at this point, he stands right in the middle of the ring, so the fans can't even see you whipping me on like the last three suplexes.
Oh, really?
Right? He should have been standing on the side of the ring. So
Wait, he was in the middle of the ring while I was. Still
he was in the middle of the apron.
What a goofball!
And he was throwing the towel. And shout out to GME, who's come a long way since that time too. Great rest holds here, though.
Yeah, that
Reese.
was kind of good actually. I like that like crab to the side thing.
Yeah, but see, notice how you're still babyface in here because you're giving up at one.
Yeah.
But then nope.
Oh man, I really just slammed you down there.
That was a little stiff.
Yeah, I was a little stiff for sure.
I think at about 50, we're at 49 minutes in. I'm like, I can't really feel this. So
I couldn't feel anything. All I could feel is my heart beating in my brain.
So now I think at this point, both you and I are like, all right, we got this. Like
We were there.
we're dead nuts on time wise. We know exactly what's happening. So I think this is the is this the tombstone coming up? Yeah, this is. Because here, put the leg up. This is that looks really good when you're working the leg. Too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Man, this is a good reminder for things to put back in your arsenal too.
Dude. Now that I'm working heel, got to be a little more methodical with things.
To kick out there as we are approaching 10 minutes left in this
man.
Iron Man match.
We look so
Tyler
tired.
Ray
It's
Kendrick
awesome.
here with Toddy Tondera.
Another kick?
Are you having
You
fun?
bet.
Your hair looks great still, though. Reese.
Thanks,
Let's shouts to your hair.
Yeah.
Everyone says that, by
Oh,
the way.
Moodalock.
See, can I get it? Sometimes I can't remember how to do
I
it.
remember you got this.
Everyone knows to say it.
I think you actually looked at the clock and like it was like Moodalock here. That looks great.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Champion, locking it in.
My
Come on,
package looks pretty
Reese,
good,
make 'em
too.
tap, buddy.
Shouts to Reese's package too. For the 880 After Dark commentary here. Sitting here watching this and we're 50 minutes in. It doesn't feel like 50 minutes.
No, it kind of flies.
Yeah.
I think the people watching us watch it might be feeling the time. But
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, but you and I had talked a lot about how we wanted this match to go. Did we want to do pinfalls like 2-3 or 3-4 or whatever?
well, I wanted that. You did not.
No.
You're pretty set on the finish from the beginning.
Well, and what I said was, if someone's watching a Major League Baseball game and someone's throwing a no hitter, the first time someone gets a hit, they're turning off and they're turning back in.
Sick.
Oh, that looked awesome.
That looked really good.
I remember, and I knew hitting that on the knee was going to give us a ton of time for us
Yeah,
to. Please tell me
you could
Sorg
sell.
replays this because that looks so good.
Come on, Sorg.
Come on, Sorg.
Look, we're double down.
If I had a guess when Sorg was editing, he would have replayed this. But man, that looks so clean. I haven't thrown that move in a while either.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Right at the cover.
Oh my God, that looks so good.
Hell yeah.
Now it was just basically here we're going big move after big move,
Yeah.
trading.
Absolutely, but that was a risk he had to take by taking such a risky maneuver.
And to other people that I've talked to that have done Ironman type matches or time limit type matches, you don't understand the benefit you have of having a running clock up in the corner.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Just taking time cues
not
from the
having
ref?
that to see and like know where you're at.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you just have a ref being like every 5 minutes, being like, you got 15 minutes left, you got 10 minutes left.
Yep.
Who do you know who's done like an Ironman match like this?
I know Ron Mathis did a 60-minute Fans Bring the Weapon hardcore match.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because you can't plan for that at all.
No. I don't know. If you would ask us to do a hardcore, I couldn't do a 60-minute hardcore Ironman.
That would suck.
Could not.
Brandon St. James could do it. Not me.
He's built different. He's built different.
He really is.
Could tell here. I mean, here though, like we are legitimately gassed, but for the story of the match too,
Yeah, it makes
having
sense.
gone 50 minutes, it would take a lot of effort for us to put on these holds and everything.
Yeah.
I think we're working to big tombstone spot here too. Here's Reese.
Let me do some
You're
more
gonna
fun.
let me sprint again. Kid's moving too.
Just do it 3 times. Why not? Oh, man.
This is where we're coming to the tombstone.
See, this is why I'm like, oh, I can't wrestle for very many years. And then I watch this shit. I'm like, yeah, no shit, I can't wrestle for very many years. I gotta change up my shit.
Still selling my leg here, and then this.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Dude, the pictures that came out of this too were so sick.
Yeah.
Plus, like it worked so well here because it gave me an opportunity to sell my knee because you had just been working it over.
Yeah.
And it's devastating enough that you can and like
Be dead for a minute.
I don't know if you see the way that I throw that too, but I put my left leg up first on purpose because it's like it's hurt so much
Mm-hmm.
that I wouldn't have the strength to be on there. And then I can slowly crawl over to you. I think we've eaten like 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
So I can still get a 2 count here on you. Shout out to Bubby too, with his, the double downs and the communication here too.
Dude rocked it.
Oh, how'd you kick out of that, Reese?
Dude, I don't know. It's because you took so long to cover.
That's right. It's because of that
Time to
knee.
rest.
Now
You
we're
should have done a tribute to Undertaker there and just, cross my arms. Laid your tongue out.
now it's like, all right, we got 6 minutes left, and we haven't even hit. Really, we haven't hit your finishing sequences or moves at all.
Yeah. But yeah, now it's like we've just got a regular match to do.
Yeah, that's it. Home stretch. It's that
And
easy.
we can cut out the shine and stuff.
This was the boos that we threw in here. And dude, we had the crowd was yaying and booing with us
they
too.
were.
For them to be into this 55 minutes in, my goodness. I think you wind up chopping me too, and you threw like a real stiff chop. And I'm like, I don't want any more of this.
It's because I was sick of doing these shitty punches. Like I can't. This isn't my
Yep.
thing. Oh, you threw the first chop.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm saying like you. I think you wind up hitting me with like multiple chops, and then I'm like, all right, this is it.
Those are brutal.
I hate taking chops, but I love taking chops because I love the way the fans react to them. So yeah, you were just
that was kind of
pepper-
mean.
Yeah,
that was kind of mean.
you were just peppering me, and I'm like, okay, all right, let me get out of this to the corner because I
rolling away.
don't want to be getting chopped anymore.
It's funny how like those quick chops, like they don't look painful, but man, they suck to take.
Great sell there too, by the way, Reese.
Thanks, dude.
Not pretty. Not pretty.
5 minutes to go. Took a buckle like that. What did we have done here? I think this is somehow setting up for.
5 minutes remaining in Thursday night fight.
Oh, I forgot. That is the thing that I did because I've been. Those like the two things I really wanted to do were the dive and the moonsault.
No, you know what's coming up here.
I don't. We'll have to see.
Oh, I know. You're going to be shocked when you see what you hit me with here. You're going to be shocked.
So far, no decision.
Oh, I do. Okay, yeah. Hell yeah.
This is in football they call it.
I'm glad I sat out with it too.
Cover.
Here we go. 2, 3.
My first power bomb.
Yeah.
My
Dude.
only power bomb. I don't think I've ever hit another one.
And I remember wanting to put the power bomb in there because that was Gianni's finishing move.
Oh yeah.
Defense wins championships,
And it's the best offense.
Dude, you hit that so clean too.
Crotch full of Lawless.
Tupac family saying, "God damn it."
Replay by
We've had that
Sidekick.
a lot. There's-
Big Jim Fridge. Just
Getting
screaming
down.
up here.
4 minutes left. We gonna make it? There's Marco. Shout out to Marco.
Marco. See, even the homies came out to be homies. That was nice.
It was great.
It's a good night.
Well, this was the first time we had like a big marquee matchup advertised for Thursday Night Fights too.
Yeah, well, we definitely had done some, but man, I do this a lot.
Yeah. Well, this was a lot of your offense at that point too.
Oh, that's bad. Go for another bulldog.
Yep. And then I think it was bulldog into the second rope moonsault because you
Oh, sick.
you just added this to your repertoire this week.
Yeah, no, I literally was like, I got to do this.
What's he looking for?
Boing, boing.
Oh my
Oh, nobody home.
Yep.
I wouldn't have even hit you anyway.
No.
Like I
No.
went way too.
In
far.
fact, I think you were trying to hit me, and I'd rolled out of the way because you had overshot it
Yeah.
too. You did that in the ladder match also.
Shut up!
And overshot it.
No,
Well, you're just like you're like a jumping bean. It's great.
It's really hard, especially
know.
from the second rope.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard.
Yeah, you see me throwing moonsaults in? No.
Well, that's why Gannon never hits him. Gannon always misses.
That's right.
He's like, well, I don't have to aim for anybody if I know I'm not going to hit them.
Oh, this was my shout out to Brandon St. James here doing the second rope splash.
You want to call
Looked
that a
like shit.
splash?
It's so bad.
Man, you really took that all on your knees. That's pretty brutal.
Well, and I remember I had started doing that because we had tried doing like the modified power and glory when we were feuding with the fourth line.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fourth
Yeah.
line. But then taking it on my knees gave me the chance to sell too. And then, here's Bobby. We got 2 minutes left. You guys better start moving.
I was probably like, thank God, dude. We're almost there.
Can you believe what's coming up next, though?
Nah, dude. I only remember the last 2 seconds of this match.
We got a superplex coming up soon.
We did a superplex with 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. 58 minutes into the match, and we're doing a superplex.
That's crazy.
So I think here it is. I'm going to throw a line, duck it. You're going to give me the drop toe hold. Yep.
I was about to say, do I even hit the 619?
You do hit the 619 here.
Oh, that was pretty clean.
Yep. So it was hit the 619, and then if memory serves me correct, I'm going to crotch you, hit the superplex. That's going to be another 2 count. And
I'm so bad at taking those. I just actually don't want to crouch myself.
the other part was I hadn't cheated at all this match. So we were saving my moment of cheating for the last minute of the match. Dude, Bubby was screaming at us, too. You got a minute left. You guys got a minute 20. You guys got to go.
I'm going to give a double middle
It's Toddy flipping everyone off. He was just flipping you off.
My parents watched this too, and they were like, "Man, they really don't like you on commentary." And I was like, "Yep,
Your parents watched this whole match?
yeah."
Wow. My parents don't give a shit about me wrestling. I was like, I wrestled for an hour. They're like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, why? You get paid the same amount of money wrestling for 5 minutes.
Oh, I did this for free.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here we. And this is where I know we're going to the finish here. Yep. Put it in, and Bubby's like, "You guys got 36 seconds. You got to move. You got to move." Get to the ropes, and then it was like he's like, "You got to move." And I remember getting to the suplex spot so I could crotch you.
It's like the ropes are getting closer and closer.
Yep, here you are. You going for the suplex? Nope. First time I cheat here is hitting the low blow.
Oh wow.
Go for the cutter,
Wow, I can't believe. Wow, we cut this so
dude.
close.
And then here it comes. Here it comes. Rolls right over top.
At 2
1,
seconds.
2, 3. Right on.
Very crazy. Like,
I still can't believe we hit it like that.
I mean, it like almost doesn't work because it's like, oh, I just got hit in the nuts and take a cutter, but have the wherewithal to pull you over me.
It was your last gasp, dude.
But it was, yeah. But it works.
And I remember, I remember it ending, and I'm like, I can't believe we just did that, and I can't believe we hit that as perfectly as we did.
Yeah, because I remember looking at the clock and being like, it says 6 seconds. Like I was like, holy shit, dude, we got to do something here.
But
going for like a weird pin like that when I'm on my back, it's like pretty goofy, but we made it work.
I can't believe we actually did that still to this day. And even watching it back, it seems like I could not do that right now.
Yeah, you could.
I need a little training.
Yeah, a little bit of training, a little motivation. You could do it.
I think that'll be the last Iron Man match of my career.
It's probably going to be my last Iron Man match too. So
I'm really proud we got a chance to do it together.
Me too, dude. Yeah,
it was fun to watch that back too, and
yeah, my first time seeing it since we did it. So
man, I hope everyone at home enjoyed us getting a chance to talk about this. And
yeah, the David Lawless Reese's director's commentary.
This might be worth something to someone someday.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Put it on. It'll be the special features on the best of DVD.
Yeah, best of the DVDs that you and I buy when we retire. But
we gotta keep it for posterity.
No, again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to IndyWrestling.us, Sorg and crew, CL, Bubby, TK All Day, Toddy, 880, all the homies that came out and watched.
Yeah, MV Young. Did we say him?
Yeah, and 880, but MV. Shout out to Chris for getting us water during the match.
Okay, I'm gonna. Never mind. I won't say it. Chris hid my inhaler. I said because I told him, I won't get onto it.
Turns out you didn't need it.
I won't get onto it.
Turns out you didn't need it.
At the end of the match, I did need it.
But shout out to ECM and Crush Cows and Murphy, who got really great.
Scotty got some pics.
Oh yeah, Scotty was there taking pics too. I forgot.
Yeah.
When he was doing his photography gimmick
a
little bit. Shout out to Matt Flash too for doing the intro and the I remember when he announced it at the end that you had won, and I was so relieved. And I remember your hand getting raised, and then I remember us shaking hands after. And I think we had originally planned for me to like low blow you or something, and for me to stay heel. But I remember after it happened, that moment just needed.
Yeah, it wouldn't have felt right.
And I just had to get out of the ring and give you your flowers there. And I remember like Gannon and Casey and Brandon and Gianni and Bamana and Facade and Corey. Everyone was like, I can't believe you guys just
Not
did
chest flexor though.
Not chest flexor. But no, I mean the fact that we were able to pull that off, man, that was really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked about it. It's still, career highlight for me for sure.
Definitely, it's definitely one of the greatest moments of my career. So, love you, kid.
Love you too, dog.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.